Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and welcome to Journal Thursday. So today what I thought I would do is, I have a lot of questions on how do you prepare a signature? What is a signature? What do you do? What do you put together? So I'm just going to go over that real quick. I know a lot of you probably already know this, but I'm going to show you my process and what I go through in order to do this. Now I'm going to be working on the Cherry Blossom journal. I put my pages together and I ended up having enough to do 2 journals. So this is going to be the cover of this journal. I think that works well with that. And then I haven't picked the cover out for this one yet. So we're going to kind of work on this one in the beginning. Now you can see I've got pages sticking out, pages that are too long, too big, all that kind of stuff. This is what my process is. First I fold all of my pages that I want to go in there, and then I stick them in there where I want them to go. Then I go back and I go through one by one. I look at them, make sure they're the right way up. And then that one goes there, and we'll put an extension on that. So I'll show you how to do that. There's that one. This one, we'll put an extension there. It's got a little fold over. So I have to look real close to make sure that I don't put them upside down. These are some beautiful papers. Now, right here, this is a good example. This is a book page that I want to include, but you can see it's falling apart. And yeah, it talks about grass sod and alfalfa, but we're going to decorate it, so I'm not worried about what it's talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and grab out, let's see, where are my little scraps? I'm going to use just a little bit of this pink paper, I think, because after all, we're doing a journal that's got a lot of pink in it. And I'm just going to tear these about 3/4. I'm not going to measure them. I don't care if they're a little off. It doesn't matter as long as it works. Now I showed this the other day on my video, and a lot of you guys said that that was really helpful. So hopefully if you missed it the other day, you can see this one. Okay, first off I got to unstop my glue. I left it open a long time yesterday. You can use other type glues if you want. I just find that art glitter glue is the strongest that I have, so that's what I use. Alright, I'm just going to pull this little page out, but I'm going to leave my journal open just so I know where everything goes. Now this is the process that I go through before I start stitching anything in, because I want to have everything secured. And if I need to, I might want to stitch on a page, or I might want to punch a page, or different things. Whatever I want to do, I need to do that now before I put everything together. Sometimes you can do certain things in once you put your signature in your cover, but you can't stitch most of the time. I can't. And you can't do this. You can't reinforce that center of that book page. This is just a very old, brittle book. It came from a college that my granddaughter's going to. They was getting rid of a bunch of books, about to burn them, and so she called me and said, "Nene, they're about to burn a bunch of old books." I said, "Bring them home, baby, bring them home." So she did. She knows that Nene can't stand the thoughts of them burning books. Okay, that's our next page, and it looks like it's right side up. Got that one. Just going to stick this back on here for now. We'll decide what all we want to do in just a minute. That one, and this is a little vellum page. It's printed on vellum. So I got that there, and then I got that really antique book page there. Now, here's another one that has come apart. This is a very old book page, and this is, I don't know how old this one is, but it is pretty old. I'm pretty sure it's probably rag paper too. See, it doesn't matter if it's crooked, because once you get this stitched in, you're not going to see this anyway, most likely. You may see a little tip of it, but not much. You could also do this with fabric. If you'd rather have fabric in there other than paper, you can do it with fabric. Okay, so now that one is stitched in, and before I fold these, I let the glue dry really well. It's not stitched in, it's glued. But before I fold them, I let that glue dry really well. So right now we're just going to set it in there. Now, of course, this one is way too big. This is an Edith Holden book page, and I loved the flowers on this, and it said August, which is what we're working in right now. I didn't find one that had any cherry blossoms on it, but that's okay. We're going to work with this. So first off, I'm going to fold that bottom up, and we'll make a little tuck there. Now, if this is not the way you do yours, that is okay. Everybody does theirs different. There's no rhyme or reason, no good or bad, no right or wrong. It's just your journal, so you do you. Okay, and I also know that it's too wide, so we're going to fold this side up a little bit. And I'm not cutting any of this off because I don't want to lose any of that old book page. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. And I'm not trying to get them even because it doesn't matter. They're not going to be in the same section in my journal anyway. Now probably what I will do is I'll cut this little portion out and then glue that to that like there. And then glue up here. But we'll do that after we get it stitched in. I don't usually do that right now. We wait until we stitch. Okay. So there's that one. That looks like it's right side up. Good. Yep, that one is. Some of these are so hard for me to see. Now this is a very, very old original ledger paper. It's not a copy. It's an original. So I'm going to fold that back. Let's see. I'm going to fold it back for now, but before I do anything else to it, I'm going to reinforce this because it's starting to tear. So I'll put a piece of paper down through there. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do that now. Let's find something we can put down through there. Just to give that a little bit of reinforcement, since it is very, very fragile. I've got this little piece, a little scrap piece, and I think that will go on there fine. So let's go ahead and put that down. And you don't have to cover it all the way if you don't want to. You can just put a portion, cover a portion. I am actually going to tear this. Now a signature, while I'm doing this, I'll just talk a little bit. And again, I know a lot of you know what a signature is. A lot of you already know more about this than I do. But there's a lot of new people to our channel, so I wanted to explain to them what a signature is, because I get those questions all the time. A signature is just a group of pages that you add in to your journal. So like this whole group, this is going to be my signature. Now, I got glue way over there, so I need to do something else there, since I've cut my page off too short. But that is all in the world a signature is. Just like you see in the regular books at the library, if you'll look at the spine of that book, there'll be little divisions in different parts of the book. Like you'll have a little group of pages that are all folded together, and then you'll have another group. Those are signatures. Okay, I'm going to run something down through here just to keep from that being so haphazard there. Let's see what I've got. I think I'll just use a little piece of our washi. Let's just trying to get one that will go, but those are too wide. So let's take one of these smaller ones. I actually printed these on, I wanted 2 prints to a page, so that's why they're smaller. And this is not printed on sticker paper, so all I'll do is just put some glue on it. And these were a freebie over on our blog. So if you're looking for a freebie, you can go over there and download this. I don't know if that goes so well, but if it doesn't, you know what we'll do? We'll put something else over it when we start to do the journal. Guess this is not the end of the road. I don't mind it, but I may end up putting lace over it, but that's okay. At least it's reinforcing that edge of that paper right there. There we go. Okay. Now we can go forward. Alright, that one's right side up. Now this is an old original music page that someone has written on and used. I don't know which way is up and which way is down. And that's the absolute truth. Because typically they have written both ways, but I'm going to say that it's that way. Because the writing is that way up. But see, they have done this themselves. This is an original writing of music. This is not a copy of anything. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Okay, this page is upside down. I could see by the writing on there, so that's good. I always like to go through and double check. I didn't mean to put that right next to that other music page. And see, that's another thing that I like to do, is I like to double check and make sure I'm not putting some of the same things together. I'm going to put that piece of vellum there, and I will attach something to that vellum. Alright, that one's right way up. This is the backing of an envelope, and I'll attach something there. And you can see right here, there's a little bit of white showing there where this was printed and it pulled wrong in the computer. So I'll put something up there to cover that up. Or wrong in the printer, not the computer. So I'll put something up there to cover it up. Either a piece of lace or something. Alright, those pages. So we need something between here. Let me see what I've got to go between here. Let's go ahead and put one of these. And I'll just fold that over like that, and we'll add 2. And it does have a white backing, but we'll take care of that when we start to add our embellishments and things to our journal. Right, that one is, I don't know. Yeah, it's right way up. Some pages are easier to tell than others. Now I'd like to have something in here, so I think I'll go ahead and put that music page back in here. And that is a little bit wide, but I don't know if I'll fold it over or not, or just trim it off because it is cracking on the edges. For now, I'm going to leave that one. I'll decide what I want to do with it later. Then we have a little vintage book page here that we'll add on to. We'll extend that page. And then I'd like to have something between here. Okay, I see something wrong with my book page. See, I didn't fold it up enough when it's sticking out on the other side too much. Let's see, if we put it in our, well, it's still sticking out too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold that up, and I'll make a little side tuck out of it. And then I'd like to have something between these two. So let's see if I have anything else just laying here on my desk. I may have to look further. Let's put a piece of this, and I think it's Chinese, I believe. And isn't it in China, or I don't know if it's China, Japan, or where. That's where most of the cherry blossoms are. Most of everything blooms. Now I have no idea which way's right side up and which way's upside down. So we're just going to leave it like that. So I know sometimes when I watch those shows on TV that have some of the Chinese or Japanese or whatever in them. Alright. So that one looks pretty good. I think I'm just going to cut that off. I don't think I'm going to fold it over because I don't want to take away from anything that's on that page. So I'm just going to tear this little brittle part off. There we go. And then let's go to the back. Alright, again, I'm going to tear this off. I mean, basically it falls apart in my hand. There we go. I don't think we have many more that we have to do anything to. We do need to fold this up and then reinforce it. It's got a pretty big tear in there. So I think I'm going to put some washi across that before I fold it up. And I'm just going to go with some of this washi. Put that across like that. Or maybe I'll put it this way. There we go. Then I can fold this over. Well, let's put a piece on the other side too. Then we can fold it over. Tell you what, we might put a piece of this on the other side. If I can get it all to tear off at the same time. This one is very, very stuck. And it doesn't want to come off at the same time. So I have a hard time with it. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I am going to just let it be. I'm going to put it down just like that and let it go. It's just a patchwork anyway. There we go. Just something to hold that together. And then we're just going to fold it up about like that. And I'm just going to leave that one where it will fold out. I'll probably reinforce it a little bit more up through here on the edges. But I'm going to leave that where it will just fold out. Have more writing room. There's that one. We've already got that one folded over. That one doesn't need it. Got that little page reinforced. That. Okay, I think we're good. Let's see if we can put this back together. Okay, little vellum page, giving me fits. Okay, so basically there is our journal. Now, some of these pages I may trim off a little bit just with my X-Acto. I don't know. A lot of times I don't do that because once you get this thing filled up and all your ephemera in there and the lace on the edges and everything, you never know that some of your pages are sticking out a little bit. Plus, when you push those way down in there, see? And when I put it in my journal tool, I push it way in and look at that. You don't see them sticking out. It's just because of the way it's put together right now. So that basically is it. Now, if you wanted to, let's say, punch the edge of a page. Let me find one that maybe we would want to punch. Just see if we can punch this one. And I've just got my regular little punch here. And this is a, I don't know, I've had this thing forever. I have no clue what kind it is. Ooh, that's a tough paper. Don't know if I'll make it all the way through on this one or not. very tough. I didn't print this paper. The Crafty Cat, the lady that owns that store, she sent it to me and it was already printed. Oh, you know why? Look, I was punching too. No wonder it was a little tough, huh? But she printed it for me and sent it to me, so now I don't want both of those punched pages together, so. But isn't that pretty? And I go ahead, and I know some of you don't like to ink, and that's fine. Don't do it. I go ahead and put a little ink on the edge because it makes it stand out more. Alright, we do not want this one right next to that one, so let's just switch things up a little bit. Let's put this one up here. And I hope I haven't confused you by switching them around. This is just how I do things when I'm starting to put a journal together. Alright, now we've got that one there, and then we have the other punched one. Way back here somewhere. I don't know where it is, to tell you the truth about it. There, right there. Okay, so we've got a couple of punched pages there. If you wanted to stitch around some of your pages, now would be the time to do that. I don't know if I will or not on some of these. This is a good paper to do it on because she did print on a very thick paper. So it's a good paper to stitch on. I may do that. I may do it. Or you could always, you know, you can round off some of your corners. You can do many different things. Do that before you stitch this in your cover. It makes it much easier. Alright guys, that is it for the tutorial. I told you it's going to be short and sweet, and it was. Well, hopefully it was sweet. But I just wanted to go over that because, like I said, I answered those questions about probably 10 times a day. So I thought I would go over it in this video since it is Journal Thursday, and just let the new guys see, you know, how my process, not necessarily my process is right, everybody is right, but, you know, if you have a different way, that's okay. Or if you have an easier way, that is great. But this is just my process. We'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Bye-bye.